If you listen to Dave Ramsey very much, then no doubt you've heard his catchphrase, better than I deserve. That's usually how Dave responds to the telephone callers on his radio show when they, first start the conversation and ask Dave how he's doing.
Hi, Davis. How are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Ramsey. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
One of the things Dave Ramsey is well known for is his helping people get out of debt. Now, I understand there's a lot of people don't want to get out of debt. They like having car payments, house payments, credit card payments, student loan payments, right? Yeah, they like all that. Well, nobody really likes that, but it is a way of life. However, Dave came up with this plan of helping people get out of debt and live a debt-free lifestyle. And he calls it Financial Peace University. And I'll tell you what, it really works. I know this firsthand. I've been through Financial Peace University, and it absolutely works. If you follow it letter by letter, you do what Dave Ramsey tells you to do, you'll end up like me, being debt-free and living a debt-free lifestyle and building wealth. And that's what it's all about. But early on, I kind of discovered that, you know what? Old Dave Ramsey, he is one hell of a salesman. I mean, the thing that happens to people as they're going through Financial Peace University and they're beginning to make headway, get some traction, see themselves getting out of debt, it really builds your confidence in Dave Ramsey. And you develop a real trust for the guy. So when he tells you, well, you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you need to buy this, and you need to buy that, you tend to think, yeah, maybe I do. But like I said, early on, I realized, man, this Dave Ramsey guy, he is one hell of a salesman. I mean, God. So I sort of took a step back, and I didn't really buy into everything. But I love the debt-free lifestyle, and I'm grateful to Dave for coming up with this plan. But Dave will tell you that his debt-free plan is nothing new. It's just common sense. He even says that he stole the idea right out of the Bible, because Dave's a pretty religious guy, so to speak. And I hate to label people as religious, but Dave is a real believer in Jesus Christ, and he's very sincere about his faith. He's a little pious, but he is sincere. But so anyway, he says, hey, yeah, I stole this right out of the Bible and also from your grandma. It's just common sense. But he admits that he learned how to sell this idea better than anyone else in the world. And truly, he has. There's just no question about it.
And so we start handling money this way. We start doing these 5 things that I'm going to teach you this morning. If you do these 5 things 100% of the time, they work because they're from God. I didn't make them up. I stole them all from the Bible and your grandmother. They're called common sense. I just sold them better than anyone has ever sold them in America's history. That's all.
So here's where the story takes its twisty little turn, and Dave Ramsey, a company called Timeshare Exit Team, a bunch of Dave Ramsey former followers, and a $150 million class action lawsuit all come together to play out in the life of Dave Ramsey.
I'll admit it, at first I was reluctant to partner with a company involved in the timeshare exit space. You have to be very careful about who you partner with. There are many third-party exit companies that simply want your hard-earned money and will skip out the second they get it. These scammers employ illegitimate tactics that in the end still leave you owning and financially responsible for your unwanted timeshare. So, what do? Who can you trust to help you get out of a timeshare? Well, my friends at Timeshare Exit Team, that's who. I've been recommending these guys for the past 3 years, and I am so confident that they can get you out of your timeshare. They've already helped so many of my listeners. It may take some time, but they'll do it. They'll walk with you every step of the way. It's a tricky market, and exiting a timeshare is not easy. That's why it's so important that you make sure you're talking to the right folks. Trust me, it's Timeshare Exit Team.
I believe Timeshare Exit Team was based in the state of Washington because after so many years of taking people's money and not doing anything for the money, people complained, and the state of Washington Attorney General took them to court and won and shut them down. Again, this is where I think Dave gets himself in trouble, because over the course of the 4.5 years that Dave endorsed and promoted Timeshare Exit Team, there's no doubt that Dave's followers who had been ripped off by Timeshare Exit Team complained to Dave, and Dave never did anything about it. He didn't respond to people. He just ignored them. Well, hey, he's making $450K a month. You don't want to kill the golden goose, even though your followers are telling you, Dave, this guy's he's taking our money and he's doing nothing. And he's not refunding our money. When we complain about it, screw you. I mean, this guy's attitude was, when the people signed up with his company to get out of their timeshare, he'd tell them, well, okay, I want you to stop making payments on that timeshare. So, they believe in Dave, they trust him, so that's what they did. And their timeshares ended up in foreclosure, which means those people ended up getting foreclosed on, getting debt collectors calling them on their case, killing their credit score, and the whole 9 yards. Well, Timeshare Exit Team's response to these people who complained was, well, hey, we got you out of your timeshare. And the people are going, no, you didn't. You got me foreclosed on. You told me to stop paying because you were going to get me out, but I get foreclosed on, and now I'm in worse shape than I was before. And of course, the Timeshare Exit Team is going, well, you know what? We consider foreclosure is getting you out of timeshare, so we're not refunding your money. So anyway, like I said, state of Washington took him to court, bam, shut him down, fined him, a couple $1 million. But here's the thing, Timeshare Exit Team, you know how many customers they had? About 44,000. And they charge people between $4,000 and $72,000 to get them out of their timeshare. So, do the math. Multiply 44,000 times a minimum of 4,000, and you got a lot of money going there. So it's not looking good for Dave, because what happened was, after the state of Washington sued Timeshare Exit Team and shut him down, a lot of the plaintiffs formed a class action lawsuit, and they came after Dave because they said, Dave knew what was going on the whole time, and he promoted these people, and he said that he personally vetted them and that they were a good company and they could be trusted. And so that's really what's going on, and they're suing Dave for $150 million. That's got Dave's attention. Don't underestimate Dave Ramsey. He's no dummy. But let's just take a look at this $150 million lawsuit and see what kind of impact it might have on Dave if Dave loses the lawsuit. Well, first of all, if he lost and he had to pay $150 million, plus he's going to have to pay attorney fees, his attorney fees and the other attorney. Let's just tack on another $10 million. It might be more, might be less, I don't know. This is all just my opinion. But so if Dave loses and he gets handed a bill for $160 million, that's not going to financially break Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is worth over $700 million. He has a little over $600 million in real estate, and the rest is in cash and assets. I mean, you do realize that Dave operates his business on his own money. He does not borrow money. It's been like 30 years since he originally started down this path of being debt-free, and he does not borrow money, and he truly does not. So he operates his own company. He has over, I think I said this already, over 1,200 employees, and imagine what the payroll would be on something like that. And it's his money, it's his cash. I mean, most businesses, you know, they borrow money, and one of the things they borrow it for is payroll and cash flow. But Dave is different. And there aren't a lot of companies in America, or probably in the world, I don't know for sure, but there aren't a lot of companies that operate debt-free on their own money. And I'm not going to go into that because that's kind of a mind blower. You know, you think, well, what, AT&T has to borrow money to stay in business? Google has to borrow money to stay in business? Yeah, they do. And there's reasons for that. But anyway, Dave operates on his own money. So if he loses this lawsuit, you know, he's going to have to sell some real estate to pay the tab. But that's not what's really going to affect or hurt Dave Ramsey if he loses. It's going to be the emotional impact on Dave and the impact on the Dave Ramsey reputation. It's not helping things right now, I'm sure, but if he loses, it's really going to impact his followers and the people who just really think Dave walks on water. They're going to get an awakening of the fact that Dave Ramsey is a human being, and he makes mistakes just like the rest of us.